What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for another Tottenham update for you guys today. Just before we get into it, do go and visit our website for the latest Tottenham Hotspur articles, and the link is in the description below and also in the bottom corner of your screen, WeAreTottenhamTV.co.uk. But let's get into the Tottenham update, and there looks like to be a new addition to the scouting team. Johan Lange has got his man, as Matt Law says, that Rob Mackenzie has left Aston Villa and will join Tottenham as chief scout next week, linking back up with Johan Lange. Mackenzie actually has worked at Spurs before as a scout during the 2015-16 campaign, and the other clubs he has worked at, he was at Leicester from 2009 to 2012 as a match analyst and as well as a scout as well. Then he moved to Tottenham after that, then moved to Derby, then was out in Belgium, and then moved to Aston Villa where he was chief scout, and then later on he was a video analyst for Aston Villa. Some of the players that have been scouted by Rob Mackenzie and brought into those respective clubs: Heung-min Son, Toby Alderweireld, Kieran Trippier at Spurs, at Leicester, Jamie Vardy, Riyad Mahrez and N'Golo Kante, and at Villa, Emi Martinez and Ollie Watkins, amongst many others. And you know what impressed me the most was the Riyad Mahrez and N'Golo Kante ones, because those were like completely unknown players at the time, and they came in to be one of probably the Premier League leading players at the time, especially, well, both of them, yeah, and especially Vardy coming from they signed him from non-league, didn't they? Yeah. And that goes to show that he saw the value in a play, even though he's playing a very low division. Look what he became in the Premier League. So very, very impressive. I remember him from my FM days, playing FM 15, seeing Rob Mackenzie as my lead scout. I'm pretty sure he had like pretty high maybe like 17 for judging potential, 17 for judging ability as well. Pretty high stats. So if FM's anything to go by, it's time to be excited. But FM is always something to go by. 100%. You can never discount FM. But he... that part, as we were saying, he seemed to leave August 2017, but that was a very good period for Tottenham in terms of identifying talent for good value and them really improving our first 11. And you think of the team, that was literally when we were challenging Leicester for the title. That was when he was there, and we made some really shrewd signings at that time, and it was very, very impressive. So clearly has a good kind of... copybook behind him, and people were worried about who's going to be our chief scout after we lost Gabbianini a few weeks ago, but seems though they've clearly had him in mind because he was at Villa with Johan Lange as well. So clearly they've thought about this, and I think he's a good appointment. Yeah, it looks that way, and I'm very excited to see what happens in the January transfer window and also the summer window as Spurs kick on. And it's interesting to see at the clubs that he's been at in Villa, Leicester and Spurs, all in those moments of time, the clubs have gone on upward trajectories. So I guess it's a good omen, isn't it? I mean, you can't obviously all put it down to him. He's just a scout. He's part of the team. Yeah, he is part of the team, and but the scouting has been good in those periods for those teams. So that's something to say. Yeah. Let's move on. Let's talk about Rodrigo Bentancur, as Bentancur is ready to play for Uruguay again in November. There's a quote from him saying, "I'm not injured anymore. I'll do my best in the 2 remaining games with the club until the next FIFA date. And if Marcelo and his coaching staff call me, I welcome it. If not, I'll wait till the next FIFA date." So he thinks he's clearly ready to go on international duty and start playing. Yeah, I mean, coming off the bench, playing a few minutes against Crystal Palace on Friday night, as Postecoglou's been saying consistently, Bentancur's been knocking on his door every single day for ever since the season starts, it seems, to try and get involved and get playing. So it's no surprise that as soon as he touches grass in an official game, he's thinking, all right, I'm good to go, I'm ready to play. He was actually looking fairly sharp as well in a few minutes, but I would obviously urge a bit of caution, not to say that he shouldn't be involved in matchday squads. Clearly he was on the bench, he came on, he looked all right, so he should definitely be starting to play and get involved. Is he ready to start? That's up to the medical team, but we know Bentancur is going to be itching to play, and as soon as he was got some minutes, he's gonna feel like, all right, I'm good to start, I'm good to go. But whether he's okay to play 90 minutes or to start games, it remains to be seen, but it seems though that's not very far away for sure. Yeah. It could even be now, but in my opinion, we still need to err on the side of caution because he's such an important player for us, such a top player. we just can't have him having any setbacks. And I would prefer for it to go slower than, you know, rush into it and force another injury or something like that. So I'll prefer if he wasn't in the Uruguay squad, to be honest, and maybe save it for the next time they link up.
I don't mind if he's in the squad, but I just hope they I guess like Korea did with Son. They didn't play him in the first game, did they? They played him in the second game. Maybe have him on the bench, bring him on, ease him in.
Yeah.
But I guess if he's ready, then he's ready. What can we say?
Yeah, true. Let's talk about last night now, as Alfie Devine starred for Port Vale in the EFL, well, the League Cup. I don't know what it's called now. Is it the EFL Cup or what's it called?
The
now?
League Cup.
The League Cup.
This is the League Cup. This was the
actual League Cup.
Not the Carabao.
Port Vale made it to the quarterfinals for their first ever time. They beat Mansfield by 1-0. He scored a stunning goal, Alfie Devine, last night in the 1-0 win. 5 out of 6 long balls completed, 5 out of 5 successful dribble attempts, 8 out of 8 ground duels, and 1 foul won as well, and a man of the match award for Alfie Devine, and a top performance from him last night.
Yeah, and I saw the goal, really quality finish. He took a responsibility on himself to create the space for himself, beat a player, and then from 25 yards from goal was able to smash home a really good effort into the bottom corner, and that was obviously the winner. And also very impressive for Port Vale to go this far in the tournament quarterfinals. Obviously, Devine, I'm pretty sure in the last round, I think didn't he get an assist or maybe a goal and an assist? Maybe even the round before, did not come off the bench. Was that not in the League Cup as well? I can't remember exactly, but he's clearly been doing very well, and that's now 2 goals in a row in consecutive games for Alfie Devine. Clearly, he's having a brilliant loan spell, only 19. It's a fantastic experience for him, and clearly they're loving him out over there.
But to do it in such a big game, I know it's against Mansfield, but you're talking about the first ever time Port Vale have got to this round of the Cup, which is so impressive for a young man like that to take the game by the scruff of the neck like he did. The stats back it up. The goal was incredible. And if none of you have seen it, I try go onto Twitter or go onto YouTube, wherever it may be, and go and have a look at it, because it really was a stunning goal last night from Alfie Devine. And it got the Spurs fans purring last night on social media.
And it's just the confidence he's playing with. And it makes me think, like, maybe obviously this season he's having this experience, but maybe next season, look, he's going to be 20. Very similar age to Udogie, same age as Udogie, same age as Sarr. Like if Postecoglou's winners give them opportunities, maybe he's thinking, all right, Devine could kind of be the backup for Madison next season, and Lo Celso can go. And I'm being more than happy to have that be the situation.
Yeah, I completely agree. So big up to Alfie Devine, and keep carrying on your stunning form for Port Vale. Let's finish off talking about the EFL Cup last night, as Peterborough beat Tottenham under-21s by 3-1. It was actually the Peterborough what called the first team, but I think only about 2 first teamers actually played. Alejo Valiz started for Spurs and got on the score sheet, but unfortunately it was Spurs under-21's first defeat of the season. It didn't come in the league, but it has come in the EFL Cup, where it's kind of a group stage at the moment. So Peterborough are top on 6 points, and Spurs are second now on 3 points. And I was speaking to a friend of ours who was in the studio before, Josh, and he was there at the game last night, a Peterborough fan, and he was saying that Spurs looked very naive yesterday, where, really good football going forward, but going the other way just left themselves a bit too open.
Yeah, but that's youth football. But as you say, it wasn't Peterborough's youth team, was it?
No, it was there. It was supposed to be their first team, but only 2 first teamers played.
Is this the equivalent of like the Johnson's Plate Trophy kind of thing?
I don't
or the
think so.
FA Vans Trophy?
It's
that
the EFL Cup. That's what it is. I think. I don't know, to be honest. I couldn't
the
tell you.
EFL Cup.
So
that does sound like the FA.
You
Vans
have lower
Trophy.
league teams in it, and you have under-21 like Premier League teams in it.
Yeah, I think is that not the FA Vans Trophy? I don't know. I can't remember. Anyway. That's going to happen, and especially when you're trying to implement a philosophy. Some games you are going to get caught out, and unfortunately happened this game. I only saw the Valiz goal, to be honest. That's all I've seen. Great work from Donnelly on the left hand side. Cuts goes on his left foot, really good cross, and Valiz is there to bury a header, and that carries on like his bright cameos we've been seeing. He came on against Colchester a few weeks ago, looked really bright, should have scored in that game. A couple of cameos in the first team. He's come on and not done too much, but looked decent, and now he's started this game and scored. So hopefully that lends to more opportunities for Valiz to be involved in the first team. We'll have to wait and see, but I can't comment too much on the overall performance. I didn't watch the game, but obviously they're implementing Postecoglou's system. They've been fantastic the whole season, but this game, unfortunately, they come unstuck. But that's going to happen sometimes.
Yeah, and it's expected with young players. You know, you're not going to be at the top of your game every single week. Otherwise, you'd be in the first team probably. So I think, look, there's obviously a lot of learning and a lot of development to go for these players, but it doesn't take away from the stunning season that they've had so far. Only one game that they haven't won so far this season, and that was that game. But we'll see how it goes in the league. They are flying top of the league, I think, by 4 or 5 points ahead of Arsenal in second. And it's interesting to see when you're looking at the Premier League table, it's Spurs first, Arsenal second, and the same with the under-21s.
Love to see it.
Yeah. But that is your Tottenham update for today. Let me know in the comment section below your thoughts regarding all the news stories we've brought to you today. Go and check out our website, WeAreTottenhamTV.co.uk. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always,
come on, you Spurs.